Hi, everyone. I'm Sandra Ingerman, and I'm excited to welcome in the new year with all of you and with Renee.
Happy 2020. Can you believe that we're already in a new decade? And from all of the readings and all of the things people are saying, it looks like we're going to be in a decade of change and renewal and hope, and hopefully coming together more in community on events like this and in your own local communities, as well as my dream for the next decade. And today we thought we would start out with, I'm going to call a win for the new year, and then Sandra's going to do a ceremony. What ceremony are you going to do?
Everybody will find out once we get there. I know the beginning, but I do go completely into non-ordinary reality, and so the ceremony unfolds as I'm drumming and rattling.
Okay, and just a little update. Once we do the show, we're going to go dark for the month, but not totally dark. We're going to be revealing some shows that we've done in the past, and some of them are the audience favorites. Some of them are ones that Sandra and I picked, and some of them are shows that you've been asking us to give to you that we've already done. So for the next 4 weeks, you're going to get shows to re-listen to, deepen your experience, and start out the New Year's. Because remember, this is January. We're still coming into being slowly. We're not like well-formed. I didn't make any New Year's resolutions. Did you, Sandra?
I have started working really hard on the solstice. I started doing my ceremonial work. I have a lot to release before I cross that line over into the new year.
Good for you. I've been holding space over in the Wind Clan with the fire tenders, and you might want to stop over and see. I made a video, and there's probably about 140, 150 altars in there, and it's released as a New Year's Day thing. So something to listen to, some music from flute playing from Sandy Horton, and it's just an incredible experience. So, all right, I'm going to pull a wind card, and let's get this New Year's on the road. Or in the wind.
Maybe before you do that, Renee, so that we could just stay in ceremony for the rest of the show. While we are dark, just so everybody knows, Renee has a course through the Shift Network that she's teaching, and there's still time to sign up. I think the last date is January 8th. And the name of the course, Renee, is...
It's becomeawindalchemist.com, and you definitely can catch up. It's a process that brings you in, and it fully helps you organize 2020 to help you get aligned to your natural rhythm so that you can shine bright in the next decade. And on that same day, Sandra's got a new intro to a new class that she's going to be offering. And what's that one called?
Well, the intro call is The Three Hidden Worlds, but we still haven't come up with a title of the course. But many of you are new to shamanism, and this course is a very, very beginning course on shamanic journeying. But I take you through from what are the spirits and how to call them in and how to approach a shamanic journey, to learning how to journey to the lower, middle, and upper worlds, to meet with a wealth of nature beings and divine beings who want to give guidance and healing to you. And then we move into how do we, even if we want to do this work for a friend or for a client, how do we start to journey, and what's a very simple healing process that we can do on others, on plants, on trees, on our pets. So it's a course on shamanic journeying that teaches you how to use this process that dates back tens of thousands of years for yourself, and then how to journey for somebody else and how to perform a healing for somebody else. So for those of you who've been asking questions on shamanic journeying, this is a great opportunity. And all the information will be, because we want to step into ceremony for New Year's Eve, this is just letting you know some offerings that Renee and I are giving that can help you go deeper this year. All the information will be on shamanstv.com. So how to find Renee's class and how to find my class will all be on shamans.tv.com. So thank you, everybody. And thank you for an amazing year together. I just want to say that before we start to step into the new year.
And I would just like to thank all the people who have been sending donations. This morning, I sat and wrote everybody a nice email and thanking them. And, you know, we do have production costs and we give this freely from our heart. But if you want to contribute and, you know, you have those last minute donations or new donations for the new year, that's over on the shamans.tv.com as well. So we really look forward to serving you for another year here. And let's see what wind we're going to bring in and see what ceremony Sandra has up her ancient sleeve. Okay. I pulled the cards out of a sack and put them into a box so I could really spin them around. Who's coming for the year? Interesting. So, and I've been saying this, so the wind that I pulled for 2020 is the Cardinal North Wind of Boreas. And it's all about spirit, community, and support. And before I call to Boreas the North Wind, I would just like to say that in mythology, Boreas lives beyond the furthest mountain. And it's kind of juxtapositioned from the south wind, which is for me about your emotions, needs, and desires. So what I've learned is that our needs and desires are always constantly in polarity about what our spiritual path is and what community we want and how we feel supported. And it just kind of makes sense. But one of the things that you're thinking about in the new decade is, what do I want to build for community in this new decade? Because Sandra shared something about a book from Sounds True that about how this internet is making us feel more and more isolated. And one of the things that I told the wind workers last year was that I really hoped that they could all get out into their own local communities and do more there. It's great that we connect online, and it's great that Sandra and I can reach thousands of you on this medium, but it doesn't do us any good if we're sitting here at our computers and we're isolated from everyone else. So let's call upon Boreas to help us give strength to feel more supported in our communities, in our spiritual practices, and in our locations. How's that sound?
Sounds beautiful.
Okay, and this is the special New Year's wind whistle. I had 20 of them made just specially to bring in 2020. And so let's see what this wind whistle and Boreas has to share with us. So I'm going to blow it 3 times, and on that first time, really anchor yourself into the belly of the mother. And you can repeat this later, go outside and do it. And then on the second one, merge with Boreas. Merge with that sense of yourself that is bigger than this body, is bigger than this life. It is your spirit. So connect with the spirit of Boreas and your own spirit. And then ask Boreas to support whatever it is that is your service work for this year. Not what you need emotionally. Remember, that's in the south. But how you can serve this greater humanity that's calling for our attention right now. Now merge with Boreas. And let's connect all of our energy bubbles and hold hands as one big spiritual community that we are. We're all connected through the wind. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Very deep, real deep feeling. So one of the things that I've been writing about constantly, I guess because this is a really big deal for me, I grew up completely addicted to science fiction. And 2020 was the theme of futuristic movies when I was a kid. And so it's really interesting that 2020 is actually here, and we're getting ready to step into 2020 together. I know that that doesn't have a meaning for a lot of you, but there's a particular generation of us that 2020 was a really big deal, and it was a year we were never going to see in our lifetime. It was too far into the future. So that's kind of what's been what's been guiding me is I am here for 2020. And so I really want to do my work, and I want to invite all of you to do your work. One of the things that I do on I start doing this work on every solstice and keep on going until the new year, is we tend to, throughout the year, we take on so much pain from others, from being empaths, from our own illnesses, watching what's going on in the world. But there's also the pain that we carry from the past traumas of our life. And for some of us, they're really embedded very deeply into ourselves, so that every time we reach a new change, we're still carrying these burdens from our past. And so we never truly have an opportunity to work with a blank slate and to create something new for ourselves and the planet, because we're always dragging all this stuff from our past with us. We don't have the opportunity to create something new. We're too burdened by what we're carrying with us. And I find that this takes more than one ceremony to work with, and I've been working with it for years. And we took on so much from our ancestors. We carry so much from our DNA that are causing problems for many of us right now. We have our traumas, we have our disappointments that didn't work out for us. But in this shamanic tradition, everything that happens in our life is something to be grateful for, because everything that happens to our life brings us to a new place in our life, a new place of evolution. It creates a death in our life where something is sloughed off from us so that something new energies can be reborn. And so there is so much energy going into 2020. And Renee just pulled an amazing a card that said so much to me in just the silence that I heard. Let's let go. Let's let go of what's not working for us. And so the ceremony that I would like to do, I know the beginning of it, and then I'll let the spirits guide me. But we're going to journey to the river of grief. This is a territory in the unseen realms. Don't worry about how to get there. It's completely through intention. I've been taking people to the river of grief for about 20 years now. And it's an amazing, beautiful, pristine river that volunteers herself as a divine being to wash away our pain and to take it to the cool waters down below, where the earth and the water has the opportunity to transform it into light that feeds all the waters of the world. So we're going to start with releasing that which needs to be released. And then we'll just do something very short so that we make sure that we're connecting with each other and that we're bringing in the best. for 2020 as we all walk into this new decade together. You know, human beings are so funny because we put everything in linear time, but actually, as we know, there is no linear time. It's all an illusion. So 2020 might not be a linear year that we're moving into, but in the stars, it shows a phase in the circle of life that is changing for all of us. And so in this way, it's a new initiation that we step through together. And that means we step through with kindness towards ourselves, with love towards ourselves, with honor towards ourselves, with respect towards ourselves, and of all who we meet on our path. As I whistle and do some preparation work, you always must step away from your ordinary thoughts, just like we're trying to do for the new year. Travel deep down into your heart and breathe through your heart and put your attention on that what you love. So start to feel yourself stand up in the room that you're in. Engaging your imagination and your non-ordinary senses so that you can see with your non-ordinary eyes and hear with your invisible ears and feel with your bones. Use your imagination and let's step forward together. As we enter through a mist that separates the ordinary from the non-ordinary realms. And we walk up on a path together, a nature path of pure beauty, of vibrant colors, amazing sounds and smells and textures. And we feel our feet walking and connecting to this 4.6 billion year old Earth. And we feel the oldest living being on the planet, air, kissing our cheek as we walk and playing with our hair. We feel the mist surrounding us in protection and love. And we absorb the power of the sun and the moon and the stars. Whether we can see them or not, that doesn't mean that they're not shining in the night sky. We always let them guide us through the seen and unseen mysterious times. And as we walk up on this path, you notice that we're coming to a river. It's a pristine river. I have no idea how many thousands of years it's been here. I only know I've been coming here for about 40 years and bringing people here with me. It's welcoming you right now. It's calling to you right now. Its service on the planet is to release pain, to transmute it to light, to feed to all the oceans in the world as pure light, bringing healing magic throughout and within the earth. Let yourself jump in or slide in. The water is calling to you. Let yourself float in it. And just imagine the darkness, the toxic energy, the old wounds and old hurts, that energy that's been pulling back on you. It's like a noose around your neck, or it's like an anchor around your leg. You can never move forward. You're always finding yourself being pulled back into the past. Let it go. Let it go. Let it sink to the bottom of the river. The river is transforming it right now. The river is transforming you. And let yourself swim in the pristine waters. Even if you're not a swimmer, that's the beauty of the non-ordinary realms. You can find skills here that you didn't even know you had. Let yourself swim a little bit and feel the freedom of letting go of these past traumas, of the wounds of this year, of this wounds of your ancestors, the wounds that you've accumulated in this lifetime. Yes, you might need to do some more work, but you know where the river of grief is right now, and you can return to it again and again. And after swimming and feeling our freedom, we feel like we can take a deep breath, not realizing how much we haven't been breathing deeply because we're holding so much. We get out and we stand on the land and we feel the power of the sun warming us and drying us. And we gaze into each other's eyes, our community that's growing and growing, and our light is growing too. Look at the light that you can see in everyone's eyes right now. And you'll notice that there's a whole team of helping spirits who are drawing long lines in the sand where you're standing right now. Stand behind one of those lines that's being drawn and just wait until everybody is ready. And now our intention, and it's got to be strong, and it's got to be with focus, and it's got to be with concentration. Our intention is to step over into the new year, leaving our past burdens behind. And we cross over the line in the sand. And we see in front of us this grand fire with papers and pen written all that are all around it. Pick up a colored pen and notice the vibrancy of the color that you chose. This is a time to bring more vibrancy into your life as you let go of what no longer serves you. Bring in what makes you feel strong and vital. And write down on a piece of paper a wish to start your new year with. And release it to the fire with love, knowing that the fire will carry your dreams up to the creative forces of the universe. And now pick up another small piece of paper and write on it a dream for our community and the Shamans Cave. let's write something beautiful that we wish for our circle, and let's feed it to the fire. And now let's pick up one last piece of paper to wish all of life, every single living being in the web of life, creatures big and small, living in the water, the earth, in the air, to the hidden folk, to the ancestors of the land, to the land itself, to our ancestors and helping spirits, to earth, air, water, fire, the sun, the moon, the stars, and every living being. Let's write down our greatest dream for them and feed the fire with our dreams, and watch the smoke of the fire take our dreams up to the creative forces of the universe. And now, let's bow to the fire, this beautiful fire, and let's all hold hands together. We walk into 2020 together. We walk in unity, in love, in honor, in respect, in kindness, and in peace, and in love, and in light. And we drop hands, and now it's time to meander our way beyond the territory we're in, the river of grief, finding our way back to our path, back home again. Taking in the beauty, lightening your step, feeling freedom, hope, and opportunity for a new phase of life. For there's been so much dismemberment, and we welcome in the hope of renewal and of rebirth. We come back through the mist into the room that we're journeying in. We put our hands on our hearts and we take a deep breath. And we're home. I join Renee in wishing all of you a very happy new year.
That was great. After I pulled that cardinal wind, which is a cardinal wind, which means we're at a cardinal turning point in the compass, another wind jumped out of the box, and I didn't notice it until you started journeying, but it was Amunet, the Egyptian wind of obscurity, and her message is that hidden forces are at play. For those of you who don't really feel like you journey well yet, you're going to take Sandra's new class and learn how to journey more, or those of us who just went on this, know that whatever happened, and believe in that, and I'll look forward to seeing you this year on the Shamans Cave, and Happy New Year, Sandra.
Yeah, thank you, Renee. Thank you for bringing in the beautiful wind, and thank you, everybody. And no matter what, because we're always going through changes and all kinds of things happen, let's choose to step into the new year with an open heart, all together, in unity, in love. And I bless all of you. And Renee, thank you so much. I wish you a blessed new year too.